Hi, this is Pam, Flower Patch Farmhouse, and welcome to the garden today. This is November 20th, 21st, and I am transplanting Tess d'Urberville. These are David Austin roses. They're a beautiful red, they're a climber, and they've done really, really well for me. I had this one over by my chicken house. It wasn't doing good there because it wasn't getting enough water, but I'm going to put it here by this sidewalk. And I'm going to, in these barrels, I've drilled holes in the bottom of these wine barrels, and so they have plenty of drainage. It'll also keep them safe from the voles because the holes are teeny tiny, even though I have a lot of them for the drainage. And then I have some daffodils in here. I think they're called pink charm. So in the spring, I'll have some beautiful bloom. I also have a clematis on order that will also go on this arbor, and they will all do beautifully. So that being said, I'm going to show you the area that these are flanking the sidewalk, and then I'm going to start on the other barrel. I have this one planted, and I'm going to do the other. So this is the sidewalk that is beside the road. I live on a corner, so I have a road in front and beside my house, and I want the barrels, this one over here, and this one over here, to have an arbor. It's going to be a metal arbor like I have out front that I have my Eden rose on. And these are going to have the Tess rose in them. And it blooms nonstop all summer, beautiful red roses. And like I said before, I'm going to have other things in there too. So, well, as you've been watching, I've been trying to fill this barrel. I started with a bucket load of chicken debris. That is from my chicken pen. It's a mixture of straw, dirt, and their manure that they've, gone through, as well as I throw a lot of my year-end plants in there for them to pick that scratch, and it's like immediately composted. So first bucket of that in here. It will compost over the winter. I do not worry about the roses burning because right now they're not taking up those nutrients, and unless the soil temperature is 70 or above, it won't hurt them. And by the time they are taking up nutrients, that will have been composted enough that it's not going to hurt them at all, and it will just be a little bit richer for it. Then I have this is some fully composted turkey manure from a local organic turkey farm. So I get that from them, and then I'm also going to add in some rice hulls. Now, I use rice hulls instead of peat because it's more sustainable and it is something that is readily available here in California. It doesn't have to be trucked very far. Rice is grown here in California, in Sacramento, in fact, it's just an hour and a half away. And so it doesn't have to be, like I said, transported very far. So it has a relatively low footprint. And like I said, it's sustainable. It's renewed every year. There's more and more rice hulls from the growing of it. And what it does is it not only retains moisture, but aids in drainage. So that's just a good additive to add to this compost. I don't know what that was. It just didn't look savory in here. So I'm going to put a little bit more. I would say my barrel is just about halfway filled. Now I'm going to go dig up my other Tess climbing rose to put in this barrel, as well as once I get the rose in here, I'm going to plant the daffodils in here so I have some spring color. And I will be right back with that other rose. Well, the first thing I'm going to do is cut it back. You can see some old buds and stuff on it here, and it's quite tall. I'm going to make it a manageable size. This does not hurt at all, even though this is fall. A lot of people don't prune their climbing roses until spring, and I have a whole video on pruning climbing roses and why I have to do it in late fall. But anyways, so I'm just cutting it down to maybe knee height and making it more manageable to dig up, as well as get this obelisk off of it so I can dig all the way around the root ball. This is done beautifully back here, and it usually covers this obelisk with roses, but as I said, I wanted it to go over the arbor, and therefore I'm going to move it, which will not hurt it whatsoever. If it was going to hurt it, I'd just buy a new rose, but I was wanting to do something a little bit different back here anyway, so it doesn't bother me to move this rose. And many times plants won't do well in an area you have them, and all you have to do is give them another shot somewhere else, and sometimes they will thrive in another location in your garden. So let me get this pulled up. And moved slightly. I don't have to move it very far. Just give me some space here. See what I'm doing? Get the soaker hose out of the way. Okay, now I will go get my digging shovel. So now you get to watch me heave-ho dig up this rose. I'm going to start with my backside to you and just sink this down and see what kind of action I'm going to be getting. And the shovel's going down there pretty easy, which tells me that the gophers have been busy around here. So this might be saving this rose from them eating it. They've eaten, oh man, really. This has gone down too easy. So see if I can find a non-spiky part. See if I can lift it. Yep. And let me see. Yeah, it looks like they've been chewing on the main root. So this was necessary. This root has been gnawed off and gnawed on all along there. So it will do better in the container where the gophers and voles can't eat it to death. So I'll just pick it up and carry it to the container without stabbing myself, hopefully. Wow, a lot of it's been eaten off. This right here, the big main root. Well, the eaten down roots tell me a lot as to why it didn't quite do as well this year as it has in past. And, oops, let my hair out of it. But you probably can't see it, but this has been eaten down to a nub, and this is the main, big, thick, deep root. And this one, the side one, also has been eaten off. So it did struggle because it couldn't take up nutrients. It still bloomed and it was real pretty. It just wasn't as thick and lush as it usually is. So I'm going to set this in here. And it looks like it's just about the right height. So I will set it here, and I'm going to go get my pink charm daffodils to put in around it. In fact, I'm going to put this a little bit to this side because the arbor is going to come here and go over, and a clematis is going to be planted on this side. So I will go get those daffodils. So here I have the daffodils. I'm just going to put it in here. I got these from Color Blends along with my tulips that I've done a video on planting. I got quite a few and I'm ready to order some more. At first I thought, man, I got too many to plant. This is arduous. And then once I have them in, I can just imagine how gorgeous it's going to be. And I've placed this a little bit in from the side. So I can place some of these daffodils on this side of it and get them down in here. This is a good 7-8 inches down. So it's a good depth for these. And I'm just pushing them into the soil. I probably should zoom in here for you. So I'm just picking them up and pushing them into the soil where they have good contact, not too deep. I'd say they're going down about half inch. And let's see where this is going to be. Yeah, I could put some around the back side. I'm going to put a little more of the soil that's mixed with the rice hulls. I can also mix it after I get it in there. Let me come back a little bit. And this coming summer, I can't wait to show you how beautiful it will be. Yeah, I'll leave it like that, let it settle a bit, and I can add more as I need, or I will get some violas. I may get some violas and plant in there. It'd be really pretty. The violas will overwinter, and then come spring, they will look awesome, especially with the daffodils. All right, there is our rose planted in a barrel. And like I said, the arbor will be like right here, the metal arbor, and then I'll put a clematis right here, and then it can add to it. And that, my friends, is how I dig up a climbing rose and put it into a half wine barrel to grow over an arbor. And I will make sure, like I said, I will make sure and share with you next summer when it's blooming. I don't know if it'll cover the arbor. This one grows pretty fast, and it'll have plenty of blooms on it, I'm sure, but I will make sure and share with you, and then link back to this video so you can see where it all began. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and come back where I'll show you my next garden chore.